Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. I've been puzzling over something somewhat. The sheer magnitude of both our girls to not blame other people for their, as in the girls, behaviour is quite frankly discombobulating. I have been racking my brain to think of an explanation of such. Why would Foodie blame herself contracting 3, I have the evidence, sexually transmitted diseases from Nada as being not even Nada's fault, but the fault of the people he slept with to catch them in the first place.
I know people were like, how are you surprised when you were reading your health results? I didn't know I had all that. I thought it was just one thing. Oh my god. Herbs and Gano, all 3. I had the whole unholy trinity. I don't deserve 3. I didn't know I had 3 STDs. What the fuck? Whoever he impregnated, whoever gave me 3 STDs, had put my health in danger. My health in fucking danger. I didn't know.
She said that. She said, I don't understand the women he slept with that gave me eventually these 3 STDs. She missed a person and didn't accept responsibility at all for herself. You know, the safe sex thing, practicing safe sex, not, you know. And now Amber Lynn is twisting the narrative and saying that Beck and Destiny just used her for her money, and that was the only reason they were with her. Amber, you didn't have any money when Destiny first started dating you. In fact, Destiny was the one who was paying for everything. She might have maintained the friendship after you broke up for longer because you kept throwing money at them, but some people would argue by then they had earned it. And talking about being with people for money, how much money did you get from Crystal's parents during the 4 years you were there? $1,450 a month, was it? You said you spent it all on, you bought all your own food, but I bet at least 50% of the food you ate was provided by Beck's parents, and there were holidays and vacations and clothes and stuff and gifts. In 4 years, you spent, let's say, because you didn't save any, probably about £60,000 of Crystal's parents' money. It was a very cushy arrangement, wasn't it? And you deserve that. Why? Because you were dating their daughter. So, you know, no issue there, huh? So, maybe, if your argument is Beck and Destiny were with you for your money, maybe they deserved it for dating you. And if Beck was using you for your money, how come they left with nothing? Now, I've been racking my brain trying to think if there is any explanation for both these individuals' viewpoint of the world other than effing narcissism, because quite frankly it's getting boring. But there isn't. There is no other explanation. I wouldn't have done this if you didn't do this. Look what you made me do. Argument of life. I wish there was something else I could say that could explain what these two individuals are thinking, but there isn't. If you'd ever had a relationship with a narcissist, you will understand that whatever happens, whatever they do that hurts you, whenever things go wrong, it's never their fault. As their partner, you will be gaslit into believing it's your fault for anything wrong with a relationship, it's your lack of effort, or it's your overdoing something, it's your insincerity, it's your sensitivity, it's your gender, your mental health, it's everything that goes wrong is your fault because of a default in you, not them. In fact, they are superior for even tolerating your stupidity. They are benevolent in their kindness towards such an incompetent individual as yourself. Their friends fuck up, not them. It's the government that fucks up, not them. It's their parents, not them. It's the other driver, not them. If they hit a pedestrian in the street, you can guarantee it wasn't their fault. They hit them with their car. No, that would never happen. There are no explanations apart from narcissism to explain either of these people's characters. The only divergence we can make from this narrative that they are narcissists, and they are both very obviously afflicted with narcissistic personality disorder, is to investigate why they're narcissists. And that's the only narrative that will alter. Everything they do and everything they say is affected by NPD, in my opinion. But it's also my opinion that this fact is glaringly obvious.
So, speaking of being home alone and doing what you want, I really hope I didn't tell you guys this story already. It came to me earlier when I was thinking, earlier when I was thinking of doing my naked somersaults and naked cartwheels, and I was thinking of like somebody coming in on me and catching me, and I thought, this happened to me before. I caught someone acting cray-cray when they were alone. They thought they were alone. Like the things you do when you think you're alone, And then if you get caught, well, it was my French lover. I used to like to just show up
at my French lover. If you don't know my French lover story, it's this dude I was off and on again with. He was a weird creep. He was hot. But he was kind of like a womanizer creep, kind of just like, you know, and he had a really strong French accent. He was really French.
Foodie always describes her lovers in terms of what they are, as in their race, their nationality, their accent, and not who they are, as in a nice person, a kind person. It's always ethnicity, age, and what accent they used for some reason.
I would just show up because, and I'll try to put the link for the video, my French lover story time, so you have a bit of a background. But, okay, I would just show up at his house sometimes because I didn't live that far, A. B, he never answered my phone calls.
I may be the anomaly here, but if somebody is not answering my calls, if I've been ignored or they're not answering my calls or my messages, for one, I stop trying to call and stop trying to message and just leave a message that says, I'm worried, call me when you can, kind of thing. But the last thing I would do is go to their house. The only exception to this is my mother, and that's because she's 88 years old and not exactly in good health, and I'm worried she might, you know. Am I the anomaly here?
I was the type of girl that you have a one-night stand with thinking there's no strings, but then I fall in love and I'm like annoying as hell.
We know. Yes, we know. This was a movie, that bit would be called foreshadowing.
I showed up at his apartment, and he lived in like a duplex type of building where it's like, he was on the top. So, I showed up at his house, went upstairs. So, I knock on the door, no answer. And I was like, oh, you know, I really wanted to see him, and I didn't want to walk all the way back home. Like, it wasn't that far, but it was still, you know, it was a good walk. Pretty good walk. And so I tried the door handle.
If I go to anybody's home, with the exception of my mum, and I knock and there is no answer at all, there's nobody in or they're asleep or whatever, I don't try their fucking door handle to see if it's open. I don't make any attempt at all at trying to get in. And, by the way, I don't try to look through their window to see if they're in either, with the exception of my mother, who, as I said, is 88 and in poor health. This is not, in my experience, as I said, I might be wrong here, but this is not how we are meant to do things, Foodie.
It was open.
And everybody knows when somebody doesn't lock their door, it means you are welcome to go in. Obviously.
So I thought, I'm gonna surprise him. I'm gonna hide in his apartment.
The rest of the story is he eventually comes home, has a shit in his toilet, has a shower and sings The Eye of the Tiger badly in a French accent, gets dressed. Oh no, he plays air guitar nude in front of a mirror. He has purple balls, by the way, and she hadn't noticed he had purple balls before because every time they'd had sex it'd been dark, which says a lot. And then he left because she was too embarrassed to surprise him because she had hear him have a dump, hear him sing the Eye of the Tiger badly, and then saw him play air guitar with his purple balls. So he went back out and he was talking to a guy outside below his window, and she overheard him complaining about the fat girl that kept bugging him. And so she's annoyed at him for talking badly about her, and not annoyed or thinking about, well, if I hadn't broken into his home and hidden behind the dresser, I wouldn't have heard him bad-mouthing him. So this story basically sums Foodie up. She has a habit of going to people's houses when they don't answer their phone and trying to get in to their house. The overhearing her lover talking badly about her was just a bonus. And now, a little clip of something I didn't know until this morning. And suddenly a lot of things make more sense.
I got a lot of thumbs up on the idea of talking about my lover with a long ponytail. You know me. A lover is basically anyone I touch lips with.
And one more thing. And I'm going to say it with my whole chest, so you know it's a big thing. Even, Amber, even if Beck and Destiny were only with you for the money, even if it was true, which it fucking isn't, but let's say, even if it was true, that still doesn't justify you abusing them. Two things can be right at the same time, Amber. And even if they were using you, you still had no reason, excuse, or justification whatsoever for the abuse. None.